What a game then at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Manchester City 2. Stevie Nicol with me in the studio. Ian Dart, pretty in pink as well, joins us for the discussion as well. Stevie, that second half was just everything you wanted, wasn't it, from a football match?
Yeah, for a neutral, fantastic. Just two teams getting after it. No interest, particularly in sitting tight. It was all about going forward. And when you have two teams that have got quality players, then you're going to see goals and you're going to see opportunities. I guess at the end of the day, 2-2, some might say was the right result.
Right.
But from my own point of view, personally, I thought Liverpool were lucky to get a point.
Wow, Stevie.
Aye. Well, they got outplayed.
First half they did. Second half they were much better though, weren't they?
Well, it's how much better would they have had to be to have been better than they were in the first half? I mean, you talk about they were pretty clueless. You know, when Liverpool are at their best, they're closing the ball down early, teams can't get out,
right.
They're putting pressure on them. After about, 8 minutes, that disappeared. And Manchester City just played their way through Liverpool. And only the fact that City didn't take the couple of opportunities they had, particularly Foden, when
yep.
Alisson came out and smothered them. A header as well from De Bruyne. On the other end, nothing from Liverpool. So, yes, completely outplayed the first half, but I thought City was still the better footballing team in the second half.
God, away from Stevie's glass half empty attitude to this whole game, Ian. Sometimes, of course, we can build matches up and they turn into a bit of an anticlimax. This was anything but, particularly in the second half.
Yeah, a really good second half, and it was a great entertainment for the Premier League. Top of the table clash, and you could see, I think, by the warm embraces between the rival players and indeed the rival managers at the end, I think everyone was pretty happy with that 2-2 draw, even though Liverpool had led twice in the match. I agree with Stevie. Manchester City were much the better team in the first half. They probably should have been a couple of goals to the good. Liverpool looked very subdued. You knew, I think, though, that if City didn't take advantage in that period of ascendancy that they had, that there might be a price to pay for that, and that's how it turned out. What a goal, by the way, from Mo Salah, and what a very good game, I thought, from Phil Foden. Yeah, I know he missed a couple of things, but he was really good. I think the big takeaway for Manchester City, not for the first time, is they do really need, don't they, a predator there in that kind of number 9 role. They haven't got one, and that cost them, I think, in the first half.
Ian mentioned it. How good was that goal from Salah, Stevie?
Oh, fantastic. You know, First of all, the way he goes past Bernardo Silva with quick feet, you know, from the left to the right. Then he got Eric Laporte, who I'm not a huge fan of. Laporte goes to try and block a swerve from Salah, goes with the wrong foot, ends up facing the wrong way. Salah gets on his right, and he has got the minutest gap to shoot past, because Emerson's a world-class goalkeeper.
Right.
And where you do go is you go across the keeper with pace. It's exactly what he did. It was pinpoint perfect. Just nipped in the inside of the post into the side net. And I mean, it was perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Preceding that, should Milner have been sent off?
100%. I can understand why Guardiola was absolutely going crazy, because the only person who didn't think that was a yellow card was the referee.
Yeah.
Because everybody else was holding their breath. And, well, it didn't come, and Liverpool got a huge break.
Who's happier with this point, do you reckon, Ian?
Well, I think both of them is the answer to that. Like I said, you could see that, really, at the end. I mean, it was a lovely scene, I thought, with James Milner, the old pro who's been around in this league since he was 16, giving a hug to Phil Foden and a few words of encouragement. So, you know, it's early in the season still. No real damage done to the hopes of either of them, so they'll take away that point and move on. But I've got a question, you know, about you mentioned Laporte there. I'm wondering, what has John Stones done wrong to not be in the Manchester City team? He was terrific last season. He was wonderful at the European Championships. Suddenly this year, I know he's had one knock. He's not in the picture. Well, he's on the bench all the time, so that's an odd one to me. That's a mystery.
Concerns at all going forward for Liverpool, Stevie?
I think so. I think that there has to be concerns defensively. Not just at the back. The way that Manchester City got at Liverpool's back line so easily has to be a concern. You know, previously, Fabinho in particular, who I thought today was just a yard off the pace the whole game. You could probably say the same thing about Henderson and Jones.
Yeah.
They were just a yard short. They never got to close the ball properly. They never stopped anybody running past them, which kind of overloaded everything on that back line. And clearly down City's left, Liverpool's right. Milner's always going to be in trouble for pace.
Yes.
The fact is he's in his middle 30s nearly, and your legs just don't go as quick anymore.
Right.
So it's no surprise they went after him. And Liverpool could do nothing to stop it.
Stating the obvious, it wasn't just what happened on the pitch, but of course in the stands as well, Ian. These sort of games deserve a full house at Anfield, and that's what they got.
Yeah, you know, I spent a lot of time last season walking through empty stadiums to the commentary position, and it was a horrible experience, really, quite ghostly. So having the fans back, and so far